Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome to my Raw review for the week of September 22nd, 2014. And I'm just going to jump right in because, well, there's not a lot to cover, but I want to give Amp enough time to really get through everything. So anyway, Raw starts, and Dean Ambrose is back. Apparently, he came back at Night of Champions. I didn't watch, but I'd already heard that he would be back by this Raw, so that's a good thing. He calls out Seth Rollins in a pretty good promo. You know, he's angry. It did its job. Then Cena comes out, and Dean basically threatens John. He's like, don't give me a reason to dislike you. And I was like, thank goodness. Because I feel like, hate me for this, okay? But, like, Edge, Orton, CM Punk, I don't want to give Cena credit for that, but hating Cena helped make them who they were. Like when they were big. So, again, it's not all credit going to Cena, but Dean being angry at Cena, sort of, kind of gives his character not so much of a straight-up face feel. So, anyway, Cena says, oh, well, it's all about Seth Rollins. So, and then Dean threatens John again. And then the Authority comes out, and they're like, well, we'll have a match tonight. And Dean and Cena come out, and they come from the ring, and they attack the Authority. And there's a weird spot where Dean, like, overruns, and then he turns around and hits Orton, which was weird. But anyway, they go to target Rollins, but Rollins runs through the arena, and then through the crowd, and then backstage, and then jacks somebody's car and drives off. So apparently, Rollins is gone for the night. And Triple H basically sets up, it's Orton versus John Cena, which, of course, is the main event. This isn't anything new. And Dean Ambrose versus Kane. And they're both being babies about it. They're like, oh, why are we doing it? You know, Seth Rollins. Everybody tonight, all they cared about was Seth Rollins. Don't ask. I didn't get it, but it's whatever. So, when we come back from commercial, we have Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a rematch for the IC title, and it was a great match. These two are really good at their jobs. I'm not going to argue that. Miz is very underrated, I think. He's a great heel. He does what he needs to do, and I will never complain about the Miz's work. Dolph Ziggler, everybody loves Dolph Ziggler. There's no need to go there, but Miz is looking good. He locks in a figure four. Ziggler's selling the knee injury really well, and I was really feeling it. And Ziggler kicks out of the skull-crushing finale, which, okay, it's not really a finisher anymore, but it's whatever. Then Miz breaks out of the Famouser, and I'm like, okay, so Miz is going to win? And then Miz goes to roll up Dolph Ziggler, grabs the tights, and then Dolph Ziggler reverses it. And we have a new Intercontinental Champion. So, let's think about this, okay? Why? Okay, I'm not complaining, because I understand the idea, but why? Why? You figure Wade Barrett had it, okay? And then he got injured, which is all good, fine and dandy, but that was at Money in the Bank, before Money in the Bank, because he was supposed to be in the match. Then, at the next pay-per-view, or Battleground, or Payback, or whatever it's called, I don't know those stupid new pay-per-views names, Miz won it, then Ziggler won it the next night, the next pay-per-view, then Miz won it the next pay-per-view, and then he lost it on Raw, which I guess the idea is to make it seem like you can't miss Raw, or you can't miss the pay-per-views. But it backfires because they've been swapping so much that, like, say you were like, I'm not going to watch Night of Champions. Then you missed this Raw. All you know is that now The Miz is a 4-time Intercontinental Champion. I don't know. I'm sure the WWE has a plan, and I just don't see it yet, so hopefully that's good. Then we have Bo Dallas versus Jack Swagger, and I guess this is the rubber match, because last week Swagger beat Bo Dallas, and then on SmackDown, Bo Dallas beat Jack Swagger, and Swagger wins. He makes him tap out. because he doesn't have any moves, well, any other finishing moves aside from the ankle lock at this point. And then Zeb Coulter's like, oh, well, we only won because we believe. And I'm like, why didn't you do that last week? This is why Swagger should go back to using the gut wrench power bomb. No reason not to. So then we have Natalya versus Summer Rae. Apparently there was some drama between them on Total Divas. Who cares? And as the match started, I'm like, why are we having this match? Like, can we be serious? Natalya is like a better wrestler than like probably half the guys on the roster. Nothing against the guys on the roster, but Natalya was trained by the Harts. So it's like, there's no point. And of course Natalya won, which didn't surprise me at all. It's a Divas match. It is what it is. Moving on. We have Dean Ambrose versus Kane, and Ambrose was about to win, and Rollins jumps in because he wasn't really gone. He just sort of left. Rollins gets a chair, but Ambrose takes advantage. But then Kane attacks Dean, and they leave. Even though they promised to injure Dean Ambrose, they didn't. So then there's a promo, I believe, where Triple H is talking to Rollins backstage. Ambrose shows up. Security stops Dean Ambrose. It's pretty good stuff, I'm not gonna lie. And Stephanie says, oh, throw him in that random room. And so, the rest of the night we see, footage of the door because security's guarding it. Whatever. Then we have Sheamus and the Usos taking on Cesaro and the Dust Brothers. And I think Goldust has a new face paint design. And the faces won because, of course, they won. It's not even worth complaining about. It's whatever to me. It just means that both of these feuds are continuing for really no reason. Like, Sheamus Cesaro should be done. That's all I'm saying. The Usos, Dust Brothers, makes sense to continue, but Sheamus Cesaro doesn't. But moving on. Then there's a promo backstage between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton, and I heard the fans cheering, and they're in Memphis. Orton's from St. Louis, and Rollins is from, Davenport? So, don't know why they got cheered, but I think they're building for a Randy Orton face turn, I think. So, Rollins promises Randy Orton a surprise, and Orton basically fires back with, I like surprises. So, you obviously know it's going to be the cinder blocks, and it's whatever. Mark Henry comes out, he apologizes to the US because he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry I lost, but, it wasn't easy for me to lose either, so I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody. And Rusev comes out, and it's a match, because of course it is. And Rusev knocks Henry out. Then you have Adam Rose and the Stupid Bunny taking on Slater Gator, and Rose and the Bunny win. Because, Slater is pretty much there to lose now, so don't think anybody's surprised. So then we have Nikki Bella the Nikki Bella cutting a promo about Bree's promo during Night of Champions, saying that was the reason why she lost last night. And I'm sorry, Nikki Bella, it's not. AJ and Paige are better wrestlers. I mean, I kind of assumed you would win, but it's whatever. So anyway, Bree comes out. She's got new theme music, I think. I don't know, maybe it was new last night, but and she points out how Nikki blames everybody else. True. And Nikki wants the Bella name now, and she points out that Bree is married, and so she should be taking her husband's last name. In seriousness, Bree Bryan, it works. It works. But, Bree slaps Nikki because Nikki insults Daniel Bryan because he's a goat-faced troll, because we can't come up with anything new to call him. Of course. Bree slaps Nikki, fails at locking in the yes lock, because of course she can't lock in the yes lock. Nobody can, just Daniel Bryan. It's complicated. Then AJ comes out because she has a match with Nikki Bella, and Paige is on the announce table, which guarantees some excitement. We come back from the commercial break, and Paige is saying that her and AJ are no longer enemies. They're no longer frenemies, I'm sorry. They are officially enemies. So, and I was surprised. The match was Paige versus AJ versus Nikki Bella, right? And Nikki Bella actually looked like a decent wrestler. When did I miss this? I don't ever remember her being a decent wrestler. I don't. Whatever. Nikki pretty much does all the offense, and then AJ uses one move, and Nikki taps. Which honestly was kind of disappointing, because I found myself hoping Nikki did more. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me, but anyway, Rollins and Kane come to the ringside, and there's the cinder blocks hidden under the table. The camera shows the table, because of course the table's there. And under the table it's going to be cinder blocks. No duh. And Cena versus Orton starts, and it's a good match. I would hope it's a good match. Dare I say, okay, I think Cena and Orton have wrestled against each other more than any other two superstars in the history of wrestling. I feel pretty confident saying that. So, who knows, but they should know each other pretty well. As I pointed out during the match, Cena was going for the 2 shoulder blocks, and Orton ducked after the first one. It's like, thank you. How many matches does it take to realize that? Like, come on. But anyway, Cena locks Orton in the STF because Cena has to win to look good. And then Rollins and Kane interfere, and Kane hits the choke slam, and then they're going to take Cena outside of the ring to curb stomp him onto the cinder blocks, and they pull the table up, and Dean Ambrose was under the table. Dean Ambrose was under the table! And Dean goes ham, he's knocking everybody out, and right as he's about to get choke slammed, Cena comes in for the save, and then they both do their finishing moves, and Seth Rollins hauls ass out of there. Now, a few things. We have another title change. It's probably just for ratings. Actually, that's what it is. Because, I don't know if it's this Monday or next Monday, but the Big Bang Theory premieres at 8, and it was the opening match. So they were going hard at the beginning. Okay, so that's why they did it. Because they want people to watch the beginning. They'd rather people TiVo Big Bang Theory and watch that later. Which, to be fair, you probably should do anyway. You know, sports usually gets watched live, unless it's baseball, at which point you record it or you don't watch. But anyway, the whole night was basically around Seth Rollins. And I don't get that. Because Seth Rollins is going to be the next big heel, not face. So why was he the center of attention tonight? I've got no idea, but it probably has something to do with Roman Reigns being out. Call me crazy, but if you turn on the Authority, you're probably going to get a huge pop, as evident by the fact Orton seems to be getting big pops now, even though he's with the Authority. And really, why does Orton get pops? I don't freaking get it. This guy is like punted legend after legend. You know, people who've never wrestled. Girls. He's punted girls. He's injured lots of people. The fans want to cheer for him. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap this up because there's really not much else to say. Make sure you subscribe because I will be doing a weekly Raw review. And I'll probably throw in another video at some point during this week. Just so that way there's another video up. And, yeah. Like this video. Peace out, Skillets.